All right, guys, we're back with another one. Today's project is putting shackles where these tow hooks are currently. And again, it's similar to my sub installation video where I really am just making this because I can't find any other videos like it. I have looked for videos specific to the 21 on how to remove the tow hooks and can't find anything. So I don't actually know yet how, but I'm about to start tweaking with it. I'll figure it out and then I'll let you guys know. And we'll get these tow hooks removed, get some shackles put on instead. All right, so I got the first one off. It took just a little bit of time to kind of figure out the best way to do it. But I got it and it wasn't too bad. Kind of tricky, I guess, but not that hard. There are a few different ways that I thought about doing it. If it's possible to get this plastic piece off while the hook is still on, at least on these newer ones, I couldn't figure out how to do it, or at least not without like completely destroying the plastic. I tried yanking and pulling and tugging, and with this hook in place, I couldn't get it out. So the easiest way that I could find to get the plastic piece out was to actually take the hook out first, which is possible. So like all F150 years, it has two bolts for the tow hooks, and first one is right in there. It is a 15 millimeter. Let's see if I can focus it up in there. I kind of got it for a sec. They're 15 millimeter, and I was actually able to get to that just with my breaker bar, even with this thing on. So actually, it's kind of hard. You need a really shallow socket to be able to fit it in here. But I found out that if you push this plastic piece, you can actually like unlatch it from the back here. I'll show you in a sec. And it will actually, you can push it in and get, okay, one side of it, one side just unlatched. I need to unlatch the other side, but you can push this in and get the access that you need to this bolt. The second one is right there. And this is the hardest one. This was the hardest one to figure out how to do because you've got this dumb chin spoiler thing in the way, so I couldn't fit the socket up in there because that space right there is just too little to get like any sort of socket wrench or a breaker bar in there. So what I actually found out I was able to do is if you come directly under the truck, you can see between, this is the chin spoiler. This is like the front side of the chin spoiler. This is the back side of it. There's actually this space right here that I was able to, you can just kind of flex these apart and you can get sockets up in there. So you either want a nice long socket with a shorter extension or just like a shallow socket with a really long extension. But you are able to actually reach that, and I was able to just break them both with a breaker bar and then finish them off with an impact gun. And yeah, once you do that, then both of these will come right off. Let me show you how I did it. Okay, so that was only sped up. I don't know how much I'll speed it up, but not very much. You can almost do it in like, I almost could have played that video in real time because that didn't take very long. It took just a couple minutes. So I definitely think that method of getting the bolts out works. Here's what I was talking about in regards to being able to push the plastic part forward and backwards. So you can see right here, this plastic piece, it latches into these little holes on the side there, right there. But if you come in the back, you can actually like grab your fingers, put them in there, and you can get it out of the holes. And then when you're trying to get at the bolts from this side, you can just push it. And obviously it's loose now, but you can push it. And once it's detached from those holes, it should just slide back just like that, even when the hook is in. You see how it slides backwards like that? And that should give you enough room, as you guys can see, to get both my breaker bar and then my impact in there to finish it off. But yeah, that is how I did it. And then once that's done, you should just be able to take this and pull the tow hook right out. And then this thing's a little more work, but you should just be able to pull this out with some finessing. See if I can do it on camera with one hand, but it is a little, oh yeah, there we go, one-handed. And there you go. You have access to under there to mount whatever you want. Okay, and I now officially have the first shackle bracket and shackle installed. So in case you guys are curious, this is how I did it. First, you'll need this shackle bracket, this shackle like mounting kit from Rough Country. It's like 60 or 70 bucks or something on Amazon. And make sure you keep hold of these guys, the original bolts that went on the original tow hooks. And then something that you'll need to keep in mind is that you will also want to be able to access the nuts that are up in here originally. Once you pull both of them out, they're just kind of loose in there, so it's a little bit hard to line them up. But you can kind of see in this one, that one's not too far away. There's like a metal bracket attaching the two of them. So what I did is I was able to get just a thin little like screwdriver up in here and move them into place. I wonder if I'll be able to do that in this case though. But you'll just, once those are in place, you just take the bracket, you'll just install it just like this, basically exactly how the reverse of how the tow hooks got put on. This first one is super easy, and then the one in the rear there, you just go from right in there, in between the chin spoiler things. And then, yeah, once that's done, the shackle is super easy to screw on. So let me show you how I do that. And there we go. According to the video, it took about 6 minutes to do that, and probably 2 of those or 3 of those was just lining up the bolts so I could get them attached. But there you go. I would say once you watch this video and know how to do things, this project shouldn't take more than like 20 minutes, honestly, half hour maybe, as long as you got the right tools. And if you had like an air impact, you could probably get it out even quicker. But anyways, drop any questions that you have in the comments below. I will probably start doing more how-tos like this on this channel because there are so few on the 21s still. So, you know, once more grill options come out, other things like that, you know, maybe I'll put some light bars or replace the tail lights or amp power steps, who knows. There's a whole myriad of things that I'm thinking about doing, but if you would like to see more of those videos, go ahead and subscribe. Usually I wouldn't say that, but I think I probably will start doing more videos like this. The sub video got some good traction, and so yeah, if people want to come to me with how-tos on the 21s, I'm more than happy with that. So anyways, let me know what you thought. Hit me up with any questions. I really have tried to be as good about answering them as possible, especially on that sub video. I feel like I did a pretty good job. So as long as none of these blow up too crazy and there aren't too many comments, I think I should be able to keep up with them. So thanks for watching, guys. Good luck. Also, drop a like and a comment or a sub or whatever if you want to see how I hardwired both my fuzz buster and a dash cam. Let me show you real quick how this all works out. So I come in here, dash cam is off. Let's start the truck up. And the dash cam boots right up and immediately starts recording. The fuzz buster is hardwired in. I was able to get it underneath this. But if you guys want to see how that works, let me know in the comments and drop a sub. That is not on because I wired it to a switch right here. So I can turn that on and off with this switch whenever I want. But even if the switch is on, and even if the fuzz buster is on, if I turn off the truck, everything stays on until I open the door. As soon as I open the door, everything turns off. So even though it's wired to this switch, it still is only active with the ignition. So anyways, yeah, let me know, and I could make some videos about that too.